we have our first one. And this is JS GameHacks, Bomb Broomer. Cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen. And actually, who's going to be presenting for Bomb Broomer?
Let's see. We're figuring it out on the fly. Sam, Megan, I'm happy to present if that's cool with you guys because we're here.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. Go for it. So as soon as you share your screen and do your demo, I'll start the clock.
Okay. Let me just get everything set up here real quick.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Can everyone see everything fine?
Yep. Your time starts now.
Okay, so this is Bomb Broomer. We decided to do our own take on the classic desktop puzzler Minesweeper. This is our lovely landing page with information about our developers. And when you click play now or navigate here, you end up with our board, which has this lovely desert theme. And as you click, as you can see, you can go through and play the classic Minesweeper. The main challenges to our approach here were that we were using object-oriented logic to handle the game logic itself and React state management to handle the dynamic front-end updates here. So it was a fun challenge trying to figure out how to successfully integrate those and make sure there weren't, say, two sources of truth for a particular factor. Something we're especially proud of is the recursive function that automatically uncovers all neighboring tiles when you click on a 0 tile, as well as checks that ensure that the first tile you click is always empty, things like that, that the mines are distributed evenly throughout. You can pause at any time, at which point the board becomes uninteractable until you play again. And of course, as with any Minesweeper game, you can place little flags to remind you where the bombs are, and that will pin this little animation down so that you can tell that this tile is now uninteractable until you remove it. And then you can click, and if you click a mine, oh no, you've entered into our lose state, and you're encouraged to play again if you want to, at which point the board will reset, and you're welcome to take a look. If you forget how to play at any point, you can look at the game rules. And if I were to play through a full game, of course, we have a win state as well. That is the basic look at our project. How much time do we have left?
15 seconds.
Okay, I'll just say that in the future, we're hoping to add a drop-down difficulty selection menu, as well as some cool animations.
Very cool. Great. Thank you so much. I'll go first and then Claire. From a UX perspective, it looks good. It's laid out and I think it does the job, which is drawing attention to your skill set and explaining who you guys are and being impressive to recruiters. For the homepage, there's really not much that I can criticize on the homepage. It's really nice. On the Minesweeper page itself, I think if you guys, it looks a little bare, and when you just from a gut perspective, when you look at it, it looks almost like you don't know what you're supposed to do because it isn't really a grid, it's stripes. So maybe make it look more like a grid would be one way to make it look more pleasing or less bare. Maybe give the background, maybe give a background to the game would make it look a little more like a finished product. But right now I'm just getting an emptiness sort of feel. And these are minor polishes. Overall, the game is great and I really like it. Claire, what's your feedback?
Yeah, I doubled that. I'm really impressed. Like Monarch said, it would be more easy to understand that this is a Minesweep with a grid feel. I noticed you guys put end-to-end tests in your project as well, which is impressive, but I saw that you have like a user registration. And I was curious, are you guys planning on making this multiplayer?
So right now, those are sort of fortunate side effects of one of the sort of generator that we use to design our app structure. But what's convenient about it is that those things are like both in our skill set and like readily architected, ready to be filled out if we'd like. So it would be super easy to develop tests for this game. And likely before we moved on to multiplayer, we'd want to implement like a single player high score saving feature. So we'd build out like a Postgres database probably to store that in. And then from there, maybe a more ambitious tack would be to build out a multiplayer feature.
Cool. Yeah, I don't have any more constructive criticism. I think it's pretty fantastic what you guys built in a week.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So we have Jamie Sajdat, who posted a link. Jamie, will you be presenting, or will somebody else be presenting from your team?
Yes, I'll give it a go presenting.
Cool. So I will stop and reset. And as soon as you share your screen, I'll start the timer.
Okay, let me just make sure I've got it running. Okay. Sorry. Share screen. Okay, hi. So my name's Jamie, and this was built by a collaboration with myself and Simon Abbas here. As you can see, we've also built a variant on Minesweeper, though this one is a little bit more of a variation. So you've got some instructions and a nice introduction video there. So the game is built in Phaser, which was a pretty big challenge. And the idea is that you're going from the start tile to the end tile, and you can only select the tiles that you've kind of uncovered. So as you go, the empty tiles are empty, and then as you discover, the numbers will show you where there might be some bombs. So like, for example, here is one. You start with 5 lives, and so when you click a bomb, your lives go down. When you run out of lives, you lose the game. And when you get to, I've got to hide this thing, I can't go any lower. There we go. So when you get to the end here, you click that, go to the next level, and that gives you some more lives and actually makes it harder. There'll be more bombs in the board. And then when you die, let's try and bombs to die, you go back to the beginning. Oh, I think I might have clicked too many times and bugged it. But so that's a bug. Doesn't that always happen on presentation day?
Always happens.
But yeah, that's about it. The difficulties were neither of us had used Phaser before, so there was a lot of quick learning on that. And I myself was not huge, similarly with object-oriented programming. So that was great experience, and we'd like to improve it by adding flags, and the idea of a leaderboard sounds great too.
And that's time. Perfect. Thanks so much. And the bugs are not a big deal. Claire, you wanna offer feedback, and I'll take a look at the code.
Yeah,
or
sure.
maybe you were already taking a look at the code.
I took a look. Yeah, just a quick note. Your README is still from the last hackathon, I think. It's the typing karaoke. But yeah, so it's your guys' first time using Phaser, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
And what challenge did you find using Phaser?
Well, apart from trying to find and understand the documentation for what all of the various things do, I also wasn't, myself anyway, well, I'm not very experienced with object-oriented programming, so it was a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, well, looking at your guys' code, it looks like your objects are very neatly organized, and there's lots of comments. It's very, I feel like I could jump in on this project and expand on it really easily. So major kudos to your guys' coding quality and cleanness. I'd say it's a great start. It's a little dull. It seems like from level to level, I'll probably get bored pretty quickly. So maybe, I don't know, some animations or sounds or some other extra touch will help spice it up. But yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, for a week, this is really cool. There's from a recruiting perspective, from a career perspective, I think you guys should include the GitHub link also on your website, because I noticed it's not on the website. So if somebody lands on the website itself, they wouldn't be able to find it. It's really good that you guys included your portfolios. And that's really good. And thank you for including the Mintbean website. That helps us grow the community as well. So thank you for that. But you should definitely include a GitHub link for your own project. So that'll help you guys. Most of the time, they want to take a look at your GitHubs anyway, and just giving them a direct link to this project can help hiring managers, like developers, see the quality of it. In terms of bugs, from a career perspective, the reason I don't put emphasis on perfection when it comes to hackathons is because from a career perspective, the bugs don't really matter. If you have an impressive project, if the bugs are not super obvious, then the recruiter is just going to scan the project, see that you've done a fairly decent job, and then pass it on to a hiring manager. Hiring manager is going to find the bugs, maybe, if they even look at them. And then at that point, they'll say, oh, okay, they built a good project, it has some bugs, not a big deal. So the bugs are okay. You should go in and fix them up, because the cleaner the project is, obviously, the more impressive it is, but it's not a big deal. I think I think you guys should be proud of yourselves despite the bugs. This is really good stuff. Cool. Okay, let's move on to the next person. So Dina, that would be you. So
Yep.
Are you going to be presenting, or will somebody else from your team present?
No, this was a solo project.
Cool. Yeah, take it away.
Okay. So can everyone see on the screen?
Yeah. And time started.
Okay, so I made a slide 15 style puzzle game. I really didn't spend much time on my landing page. Mostly because this is my first hackathon and the game took pretty much all of my time. But basically what happens when you go to play the game, it loads a random image from an array of, I think, 7 images. And you can select a grid size. So the easy one is 3 by 3. I used React for this, by the way. And I didn't want to use any, sorry, my cat wants to join. I didn't want to use any external libraries because I really just wanted to figure it out on my own. And when you click on a tile, it slides. When you click on a tile that is immovable, it shakes. And all of the state is kept in a higher order component. It keeps track of your time and the number of moves. And this one's actually almost winnable, but they're actually hard to win. So the biggest challenge for me was when I realized that like half the time these puzzles aren't solvable. And then I knew there were sort of 2 options. I could shuffle the tiles by having it do legal moves, which I think Monarch suggested. But I opted for the second option, which was to use, I sort of like read up on inversions and what makes this puzzle solvable. So I wrote an algorithm that basically solves for it. And if it isn't solvable, it just shuffles again. And I wish I could solve this so I can show you the ending screen, but maybe if I cheat a little, I could do that. I don't know if we have time for that.
No,
Okay.
we just ran out of time.
Okay.
This is super cool. What are inversions?
Oh, so it's the number of tiles that are behind, that come in the shuffled order, they come after the tile that in the ordered order they should be before.
Lost me, but okay, a mathematical concept. I can Google this.
Yes, yes. So and it's different for like a puzzle that has an odd-sized grid needs to have an even number of inversions, and even needs to have like, there are 2 different settings. So it's complicated.
It sounds pretty cool. Okay, awesome. Super cool. I think from the perspective of careers, you should definitely, before you publish this to LinkedIn, I think you should definitely spend just a few more hours and just slap together a very simple landing page with your name on it, just an explanation of what's happening. It'll take you way less time than it took you to build the game.
So more than this.
Oh, okay, there we go. I thought you said that. Okay, I got confused. I saw this and I was like, oh, this is the game.
I just didn't have time to make it look pretty.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You should include your LinkedIn over here. So don't forget to include your LinkedIn. And if you have a copy of your resume, then that's another thing that you can include over here as well. Thank you for including the Mintbean link and logo. That helps us grow. So appreciate that. This is awesome. This is really good. I don't really have any negative feedback. I actually really like how it works. I like the fact that you did photos instead of numbers. And yeah, it's super cool. I don't really have any constructive criticism. It's good. Claire?
I second that. I think this is super cool. And I thought it was cool when I was just looking at it, but hearing you talk about it, I got even more impressed with the project. So like Monarch said, like maybe there's a little bit more to do before you post this on LinkedIn that can really sell how much, thought went into this. Like, I think you're a very personable speaker. Think about maybe recording a video that explains what you told us, that like you didn't want to use any external libraries and you did the animations, and a little note on that inversion algorithm that you thought up yourself, thinking of this problem, like some of the puzzles aren't solvable. I think that could be very impressive to recruiters, because it was certainly impressive to me.
Oh yeah, for me too. Absolutely. You can use this thing called Loom. It's a free desktop recording app, and it's a really nice way to record just your desktop and your audio. And
I did already actually include a video. I just feel very self-conscious about it, but yeah, I did already do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, you should include it. You should include. I don't see a link, so I don't know where it is. So
It's on my LinkedIn.
Gotcha. Maybe include it above the fold on the landing page, so that when somebody enters the landing page, they see it first. That might garner more attention and interest. I think we have time for one, maybe two more. So that's Dina. Next one over is Carlos. So yeah, Carlos, do you want to take it away? Or will it be somebody else from your team?
It was only me, so it will be me presenting. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so for this hackathon, I also decided to go for a Minesweeper game. I went with the classic layout. It's basically the same as the classic. 3 difficulties, easy, medium, hard. It was built using React. For what Tom said before, I thought we went through the same issues. So it is object-oriented. It's an object itself, and it recursively do some actions, like when you press and the tile is empty, it will click the surrounding tiles automatically.
We can't see your browser. We can only see your Discord. And your desktop. So I don't know why we can't.
What about now?
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, once again, 3 difficulties, easy, medium, and hard. And then when you click, that was an empty tile, so it automatically clicks the surrounding tiles. You can place a flag, and you can also double click, and it will click the surrounding tiles, which doesn't have a tile. For instance, in here, if I double click this one, this will activate these 2 tiles. I think that the challenges was, as I was using React, when I automatically click those many tiles, I was having some issues with updating the state. But then in one of the coffee and code sessions, Andrew helped me. The solution was quite easy, so it was simply just, instead of sending a value to the setter.
And that's time.
Okay.
Okay, quick feedback on this. You should definitely end. This is great, and I love the fact that it's classic Minesweeper, because that really makes it very appealing to recruiters. If only for nostalgia value, it looks like a finished product. Your core game looks like a fully finished product, and you even have the little. You can even click on the little smiley icon, which I found really cool. But if you don't have a landing page, it will be difficult for you to tell your story and for recruiters to be interested. They'll look at it, they'll say, okay, that's an okay project, but they won't see it as a finished product. So if you spend just a couple of more hours, maybe 3 hours, building a landing page, it'll help you out. It'll help you out a lot. Now, I took a look at your code. Your tile.js is doing too much. So there's this thing called the single responsibility principle that you're violating over here. So you should read up on the single responsibility principle. Do less inside your components. If you're doing too much inside your components, you should be breaking it down into multiple different components. Another thing I noticed is that it feels like you've put business logic inside the tile.js, and business logic as in it's not presentation logic, it's actual logic for what happens when you click. I'm not sure if that's true. Is that happening?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe separate the layers a little bit so that the lowest layers are the React components and higher layers have game state, game logic. And if you structure it in a way where the game state and logic is at the top, maybe for the next project, not this project. Now I think you should finish it off and move on to the next one. But this is great. And just try and build things in layers. Look up single responsibility principle. There's, I forget the name. I think Demeter's law. I can't remember the name of the thingy, but if I remember it, I'll drop it, and I'll give you a few more links on how to organize your code a little better. Overall, love it. Looks like a finished product. Claire?
Yeah, 100 points for nostalgia for sure. And I agree with Monarch that it would help to have a landing page that points to your GitHub and the GitHub repo for this project so they can get right to your code. I also took a quick look at your code and I noticed like maybe you're still cleaning it up. There's a couple of commented out code that you aren't using that you can clean out that will make you look more impressive to recruiters. I noticed you're ignoring a lot of React hooks exhaustive dependencies, which is something that's commonly done, but I advise you to look into use callback function in React and see how that might help you get around those having to ESLint ignore all the time on your use effects. But yeah, very impressed. It works just like I would expect it to. And yeah, good job.
Okay, thank you.
And we can move on to the last one. Wow, we got through all of them. Ross, we're on to you now. So are you going to go, or will you will somebody from your team go?
I believe that I am the elected representative from Team Java the Hut. So
Nice.
I'll get us started. Before I start my 2-minute timer here, I just want to let you all know that we do have some audio on our landing page. We are fine tuning it, but I don't know how long it's going to come across, or how loud it'll come across in Zoom. So just have your finger over your volume buttons, just to be safe.
That's up.
Show, share screen, and share sound. All right. Host please ask the host to give you permission to record. Interesting.
And I've just started the timer, just FYI.
All right, thank you so much. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Soko Wars. Soko Wars is a Sokoban game where you play as R2-D2 aboard the Death Star with an important mission to move explosive crates into key locations in preparation for the Rebel Alliance's attack, soon to be forthcoming in the next movie. So welcome to our landing page. Here are our anchor tags, which take you all over the page. We can go straight to our contact tiles, where you can see Ohad, music teacher, programmer, male model; Drew Daniels, retired opera singer, programmer; Ross Herlock, some dude. And then we go over to this Death Star here, and we hit play, and it pops open, and we have our game. Here we are, R2, and our objective is to push all of our boxes onto the correct corresponding dots. And then once we do, you get a little R2 beep boop noise, and you can go to the next level. There we go. I can also click the sound button, which will toggle the sound on and off in case you want to play at work, but no one would do that, of course. And let's say I put this over here, and oh no, I'm stuck. I can't get the box. So you just hit retry, and it'll reset the level. In terms of future plans for this application, what we're hoping to do is actually implement multiplayer functionality by making accounts that will record your score in terms of moves for each level, as well as incorporating a timer and set up a leaderboard. The front end was rendered using React.js, CSS styling, and the library that we use to make this game possible is the Phaser 3 library, incorporating JavaScript and TypeScript, which was all of our first time using that. In terms of the landing tiles we have on the presentation page, it links to our LinkedIn's and GitHubs. And in terms of future implementation on Click, we'd love to do something where the tiles flip around and you could download our resume. And I believe that's 2 minutes. Oh, and there are 10 levels.
Super cool. Claire, you want to go first?
I'm blown away. Like, there's something that sound brings to the ambiance of a game for sure. And you guys did it really well. Like, it wasn't overly done. It was just the right amount. Your whole presentation is fantastic. Like the whole Star Wars intro and getting down to your guys' profiles and the game all on the same page. I like how the game is actually inside of the Death Star that opens up. Very impressive. And I'm most impressed that you guys use TypeScript, but I'm a little biased. And I'm kind of curious if we have time to ask how TypeScript helped you with this as opposed to JavaScript projects, but I can't think of any criticism off the top of my head. So I'll make Monarch criticize.
The only criticism right now off the bat is you guys should ignore the DS stored files, but that's like so tiny that it's really at nitpick level. I am desperately going through the files trying to find something to criticize. I'm sure you guys used any. It's probably an easy. No any's in this TypeScript file. No, guys, this is awesome. I think the same feedback from the previous presentation goes for you guys as well. So this actually is good. I'm looking at your game TS, and it seems to be doing a lot. Like, for example, extract boxes, you're actually getting the box colors inside game TS on line 146 inside game TS. And color logic, for example, shouldn't be inside your game loop. It should be inside a separate place all into itself. There's also tween logic and sound logic over here. Law of Demeter states that, well, it basically says layer everything out and neighbors should only know about each other. And it helps you kind of, if you start reading into Law of Demeter and single responsibility principle, which applies over here as well, you guys can clean up the code a little more. Other than that, it looks pretty solid. I don't know how I'd feel if the demo just started playing music. Not super sure, but I think the homepage didn't have music on it. Oh, and your Heroku is there's an error in your Heroku just right now, so heads up over there. I can't really visit it on my local. No, guys, this is great. I think the demo is broken. Other than that, it's pretty good. I see that you're demoing on your local, so you guys probably know about that. Very impressed. Really great project.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Cool, that's it. And thanks everyone. We have the Dev Collective program that's taking registrations now. So if you guys are looking for work and you're out of a bootcamp, then I personally mentor people inside the Dev Collective program. Yaz will drop a link inside chat and you'll be seeing it around. So keep an eye out for the Dev Collective. It's a way for us to give personal mentorship where people want personal mentorship. It's an intensive 6-month program that helps you get both career mentorship from me and also coaching on a technical side, including TypeScript, React, all the usual suspects. I have almost 10 years of experience as a software developer, and I broke in self-taught, so it'll help you guys break into the industry if that's your current goal. And I'm done with my plug. If you have any questions about the Dev Collective, please let us know, and I'd be happy to help you all out. It's really meant to be a post-bootcamp program. It's not meant to be a bootcamp. It's a post-bootcamp professional program. And that's about it. Great. Thanks, everyone. This was awesome. If anybody has any questions, drop them in Discord. And y'all have yourself a nice day. I'm really blown away by the quality of the projects today. Really, really amazing. Especially even the people who did it solo. I'm blown away at how far they went. Usually, solo developers have a harder time, and even the solo developers. You guys did such an amazing job. It didn't really feel like it was a solo effort. It felt like it was a team effort for every single project, even the solo ones. Thanks, everyone. And tomorrow's hackathon is going to start tomorrow. And if you guys go to the Mintbean website, you guys can sign up for that now. And tomorrow is yes. What are we doing tomorrow? Gosh,
Web escape.
Web escape. So it's another game. It's another game. It's we're going to be building escape rooms, and you guys can build it Sokoban style if you'd like. You can also build it Minesweeper style. But tomorrow is going to be all about building an escape room game, which is also going to be recommended you use Phaser.js, but you don't have to. Awesome. That's it. That's it. And that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
everyone.
Thank you.